What's going on, guys? A12Z here. Welcome back to my channel. I know I told you guys not to buy the 2021 iPad Pro, and here I am. I bought the 2021 iPad Pro. I'm gonna be doing a full review of it coming soon, but before I do, I just thought that it would be really useful to compare the M1 iPad Pro to the 2020 iPad Pro and all the differences between the two. I'm gonna be talking about quite a few things in this video: the speaker quality, the cameras, the design, the display, power, of course. I'm gonna have timestamps for every single part of the video that I'm talking about. But before I do get in the video, I'm gonna kindly ask you guys to look on the screen and smash the subscribe button for me. I really do appreciate it, and it helps the channel grow. In the next couple of weeks, I'm definitely gonna have a lot more iPad content, including a full review and even a comparison of the 12-inch version with the 11-inch version. So if you're into that content, make sure to subscribe to my channel. So let's start off with the design of the new iPad. Now, just by looking at it, I'm gonna do a quick test with everybody watching. Can you guys tell me which one is the new iPad Pro and which one is the old one? Drop it down in the comments below. Let's see who wins. You're gonna notice very few differences if you're looking at the body. They look almost identical, and it's really hard to tell them apart. Even holding them in my hand, it's pretty hard to tell which one is which. They both have the exact same display size. They also have the exact same thickness and the exact same weight on both of these devices. So how can you really tell which one is different? A really easy way to tell would be to look at the bottom of the devices. On the 2021 iPad Pro, the speaker grills are smaller, whereas on the 2020 iPad Pro, they are a little bit longer and they are situated in a different place on the iPad Pro. So if you're hoping for a new design in the new iPad Pro, definitely want to skip this generation. It is the same as the last one, but that's okay because I really like the design of the iPad. Speaking of identical, the displays. This year, of course, the 12.9-inch version of the iPad Pro features mini LED. So that means that you could get up to 1,600 peak nits brightness on the 12.9-inch version. On the 11-inch version, you get 600 nits max brightness. And that is the exact same from last year. And the reason why is because it's the same display panel. So if you're hoping to get an upgrade and only wanted the 11-inch, you might want to look at the 12.9-inch, or hopefully in the future, Apple adds it. But really, if you're going to compare the two side by side, they're the exact same. Here is a side by side comparison of the two devices. And as you can see, they look the exact same, and that's because they're the same panel. Now, that is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because the display in general of the iPad Pro is one of the best displays you're gonna get on a tablet. I personally never looked at my iPad Pro 2020 version and thought, wow, this needs to be brighter. If you're a content creator, you're definitely gonna want to look at the 12.9-inch version because the 11-inch has the exact same display quality as the one before. And if you're gonna need more brightness and it helps increase your productivity, you're definitely gonna want to look at the 12.9-inch. Moving on to the cameras, the 2020 version features a 7-megapixel camera that has a 1080p video output. On the new 2021 M1 iPad Pro, you get a 12-megapixel ultra-wide shooter on the front. So for anybody that's doing selfies on the iPad or even doing FaceTime calls, you're gonna take advantage of the wide-angle camera on this newer one. That is one of the ways that the 2021 iPad Pro is definitely better than the other one because of the camera upgrade at the front. A cool feature that you get on this front-facing camera of the 2021 iPad Pro is center stage. And I'm sure a lot of people do know what it is, but for those that don't, center stage is a cool feature of the new iPads that means that you can kind of move around in frame of the camera, and the camera will make sure to keep you at the center or the focal point of the image. So it works with AI, of course, but also the camera sensor in the new iPads. And this is really cool for anybody that is doing Zoom meetings a lot and anybody that is doing FaceTime, anything like that. You're gonna benefit from center stage, especially if you move around. But if I was to make an upgrade from the 2011 iPad Pro on the new 2021 M1 iPad Pro, I definitely would have moved the camera placement on the front from the side into the center. That should be center stage, don't you think? But Apple has decided to keep it on the left side, and what that means is when you're on FaceTime calls, Zoom calls, you're gonna look like you're looking away from the person you're talking to, which can be kind of rude, and I don't really like it. I'd rather just be looking straight at the person because it just feels more natural. The speakers, of course, are pretty much the exact same. Like I mentioned, they are a little bit different though, because it looks a little bit smaller on the 2021 iPad Pro in comparison to the 2020 iPad Pro. But let's do a sound quality test for anybody that's interested. Okay, so what did you guys think? Which one sounded better? Drop it down below in the comments. Let me know which one you guys think sounded better. I personally did not notice a difference in real life, so let me know what you guys think. One of the biggest reasons for anybody to upgrade to the 2021 iPad Pro will be the performance. Apple states that the M1 iPad Pro has 50% or more better performance than the last year's iPad Pro. So I thought that I'd put it to the test. In theory, we should be seeing the iPad 2021 loading apps a lot more quicker and doing tasks a lot more quicker, but let's just find out. Okay, so let's open up Safari at the same time. 1, 2, 3. And the M1 iPad on the right side definitely loaded it up a tiny bit quicker. Not as fast as I thought it would be. Let's go over to YouTube. Again, it loaded a hair faster and the 2021 iPad Pro. I'm gonna open up Flipboard here as well. 1, 2, 3. I think that looked like a tie. I'm not really sure which one was quicker. Let's go with something more heavy, LumaFusion. So I'm gonna open up LumaFusion. On the right side here, it did load faster again. The next app I'm gonna open up is Netflix. So let's open up Netflix. I mean, pretty much a tie. I didn't sign in yet on this, so it might have made a difference, but pretty similar speeds, which is surprising. So far they're, I mean, the M1 is clearly faster, but for some apps, it definitely is opening at the same time. I'm gonna go ahead and try to open up the camera. So let's open up the camera. I mean, that looked, again, the same. I don't know if I'm just, because I'm on an angle or something, the speeds are almost identical. Let's look at Procreate. So it was faster on the M1 iPad Pro to load up. I'm gonna open up a game here. So let's see how fast it can open up a game now. I'm gonna open up Unpossible, one of my favorite games. So it did load a tiny bit quicker on the M1 iPad Pro as expected. Both of these devices get a 10-hour battery life as per usual with Apple tablets. Personally, I have not been able to compare the two. Of course, Apple generally does stick to their battery life suggestions, and I do think that they're both gonna relatively be the same amount of battery. So to wrap it up, something that you might have noticed so far in this video is that they are actually very similar devices. That's pretty much the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think. Which version are you guys interested in? Did you guys get your iPads, and what are you guys thinking about it so far? Let me know in the comments below. And again, make sure to subscribe to enter a $25 Apple or Amazon giveaway that I'm going to be announcing in early June. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.